Angry guy here, and young men are going MWA and abandoning Western women. Guys, today we're discussing how young men are going MWA and abandoning Western women as well as Western society. We actually have a video for you guys today. It comes from the Black Filipino. I think that's the name of his channel. But yes, he has another channel that he's been running. This guy's an amazing guy. I didn't even know he was a millennial. More to Life. So this is his More to Life channel. And he has a guy on. This 22-year-old passport bro said he will not deal with Western women. So let's check this out.
Plan and focused. And the thing, and this is what the crazy thing is, right? Women don't understand guys like this are looking to be passport bros, right? They want it because they already see, wait a minute, it's going this bad. I'm like, I want to ask about your experiences when you were younger. Like, because you're young, you're 21, you haven't had much experience with women. What made you decide early, you know what? I know you watch me a lot, right?
Yeah.
But what made you say, you know, I don't even want to bother a woman here? Because you're still young, right? Because that's the same thing Austin Holloman gets.
Yeah.
People are like, wait a minute, how is it that bad for you?
Your passport is that bad.
Only 23, and you're 21. But so I want to ask you, what's your decision? What made you make that decision?
I had a couple of dating experiences back in the West, and it felt like I was always competing with the girl I was with.
Stop competing with me, Decker.
I honestly didn't like that, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, it's already really competitive with what I'm doing now, and every day I gotta make sure I'm on my A game. But even with my relationship, it still feels like a battle. I don't know if I want something like that, you know?
Hold on, I gotta do this. So guys, pretty much you wanted something feminine and delicate.
Guys, men don't want this bullshit. Men don't want to. This is, guys. You're always at war. Like I watch the Fresh and Fit podcast sometimes. You've got these guys out there talking about all the different things you can do, and being on your A game. Men don't want to be on their A game all the time. Men don't want to constantly have to compete with women, constantly have to put on this front, constantly have to look over their shoulder. Even when they're in a relationship with her, she's still shit testing them. Men don't want this shit. All right, listen to me. This is absolute nonsense. Men have lives to live. Men need to go and get their degree or work on themselves or build a life for themselves. They cannot, and even after they've done those things, they don't want to put up with bullshit. Okay? They're constantly vying for the attention of this woman and for the approval of this woman. And they have, if she's happy, then he can, then maybe, just maybe, she'll let him, stick his dick in her fun pocket, her fun box every so often. Like, no, something that Chad and Tyrone have done a million times. Is that, guys, young men are waking up and saying, yeah, I don't want the bullshit. I'm just going to go overseas. Either I'm going to stay home and drop out of the Westerns. Either I'm going to stay home, drop out or disengage from Western society as much as I possibly can and watch porn, or I'm going to go overseas and get me a bad bitch. But otherwise, I'm not fucking around. All right? I'm not fucking around here in the West. This is what's happening now. The young men are realizing, yeah, I'm not putting up with this shit. I'm not doing it. I'm not playing this game. I'm going to grab my passport. I will go to Latin America. I will go to the Philippines. I will go somewhere else, but I won't put up with this bullshit, all right? And that's guys, 2030, it is projected women between the ages of 24 and 44, something like that, 25 and 44, 45% of them will be single come 2030, all right? Think about that. Think about that very carefully, guys. That's 77 million women in the United States. 77 million women in the United States, all right, of reproductive age. Half of all women of reproductive age will be single in the United States come 2030. All right? But they're empowered.
That's what it is. A young man said, I want something feminine and delicate. What he explained was the combative woman in the West. And I'm not saying all women. Let me say that, right? All women are not that way. Because just like all women in the Philippines are not perfect too, right? You have some women in the Philippines that are not for you. That are the same thing. It can be combative, right? But then, just like one in the West, only thing is the numbers. The numbers are better. The numbers are better outside of the West.
Say maybe I'd want to make a decision about how to do something, or maybe I'd be going to work and doing my thing, but it's more of she's like, oh, maybe I might be able to out earn you, or maybe I'd be able to do it better than you can, things like that. Instead of maybe cooperating with me and
Focus here.
seeing how we can build something honestly like together.
I have other plans.
You know, like us having two separate things instead of bringing it into one, or maybe even just having one that we can work on and build up.
And he's right? And the thing is this: he's a man with a plan, right? Men with a plan need a woman that's going to cooperate. It's not about them making the money.
See, these women, modern women, they're about their own business. They're about bringing themselves up. They're individuals, all right? You know, they're not about supporting a man. They're about supporting themselves and looking for a man to support them. That's it. There's no equality in marriage anymore. There's no equality. There's really nothing for men there. Men are just hoping to get laid and have someone to be there for them when they come home. And even that's asking for too much. At this point, young men are realizing, like, you know what? It's not worth it. It's not worth it. I'm getting up and I'm getting out. All right? And you guys you're witnessing it right now. I mean, 7 million men have literally dropped out of the workforce. They're not even working anymore. And even more men are basically only working a bare minimum, just enough to survive, and that's it. Because men don't need much to survive. The average guy in a lot of states, give him $15,000 and he's happy. Especially if he's living with his parents. If a man is living with his parents, if he's living at home, okay, let's spell this out very carefully. In most places, if a man is living at home, he's living with his parents, so he doesn't have to pay rent, doesn't have to pay for electricity, doesn't have to pay for water, no utilities, okay? Give this man $15,000 a year. He will have his PC setup. He will have a great gaming PC setup. He will have every video game console he wants. He will buy every video game he wants. Okay? He will live like a king. If he avoids wasting money on things like takeout, you know, mom makes food for him. If mom is like making food for him, he has tons of disposable income. And a lot of the things that he's buying, like, you know, buying a computer, a laptop, these are one-time purchases that are only going to happen every couple of years. Because guys tend to hold on to their phone. A lot of guys tend to hold on to their phones longer these days. So he gets a phone that he really likes. Like, I like OnePlus. A lot of guys will hold on to one of those phones for a long time. I used to like OnePlus, the old OnePlus. Now OnePlus has gone to shit, but that's a different subject. But yeah, men will live comfortably. Men don't need much to survive. Guys literally don't. If it's only because of women why men are trying to dress well and dress a certain way and you know, drive a certain car. A lot of guys are very happy with a hoopty. A lot of guys are happy with a hoopty, you know, an old car. They're happy with an old car that gets from point A to point B, that they don't have to spend any money. They don't have to invest in much. You know, you'll have to put some money into repairs here and there, but they don't owe anyone anything on it. They don't owe $20,000, $30,000 on it. You know? That car takes them from point A to point B for like 3 or 4 years, and then the transmission goes. And you need like $3,000 to fix the transmission. Think about it. $3,000 to fix the transmission over 3 to 4 years, but you bought that car cash. You bought that car cash. And I'm giving you guys like the worst case scenario. I'm giving you guys a worst case scenario. In that case, you can just junk the car, or if you want, or if it's worth it to you, you can fix it. Do you see what I'm saying? And you don't have any debt. That's one of the big problems. Like all these going to college and taking on massive amounts of student loan debt. A lot of men would never have done that shit if it wasn't because they weren't hoping to, you know, use that degree to go and get a good job, a stable job, so they can go and get themselves a wife. All of it's a load of bullshit. And these young men are waking up and realizing it's shit, and I don't want to have any part of it. And this is why they're going MWA. MWA is a new movement. It's called Men Walking Away. It's been happening for the last couple of years now, where men are abandoning Western societies and Western women. If you guys want to watch the full video, I'll link you to the full video in the description of the video so you can go and check this channel out, check out More to Life, go and support the channel, and watch the full video and see what young men are doing. And this is not a movement of black men. It's not a movement of white men. It's a movement of all men. All men. You've got men leaving Western women and going over to Europe and getting themselves an Eastern European white woman. All right. You have men leaving Western white women and going over to Europe and getting themselves an Eastern European white woman. So it is a movement of all men. All men are fed up. All men are tired of the bullshit. Chad and Tyrone, they could have these women here in the West. They could have them because they are done. This is the mouse utopia. But the difference is that men are spreading out, because when one society becomes too inflated, when you have a society where all the social roles are filled and women are rejecting the mass majority of all men, what do? The men leave. See, in the mouse utopia, they didn't have that ability. The mice did not have the ability to leave in the mouse utopia. But in the case of men have the ability to leave and go somewhere else, to a less developed country, to a country where they are wanted and appreciated, where their money goes further, where there are cultural differences, where traditional values still exist. Anyway, guys, let me know what you think about this, about young men going MWA, men walking away and leaving Western society, Western women, and going overseas and finding someone. Do you believe that this is going to be a continuing trend? Because like I said, trends become normalities and normalities become traditions. I've already said this. This is going to become a tradition. Anyway, guys, that's everything I have for you. Let me know what you think in the comments regarding what we just discussed in this video. And yeah, we'll chat there, and that's that. Like the video if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe. If you like the video, share the video. And just remember that all roads lead to MWA, men walking away, and cheers.